Welcome to Biology, the scientific study of life. Imprinting. Another phenomenon studied by the classical ethologists is imprinting, a type of behavior that includes both learning and innate components and is generally irreversible. Imprinting is distinguished from other types of learning by having a sensitive period, a limited phase in an animal's development. That is the only time when certain behaviors can be learned. An example of imprinting is young geese as shown in this figure. Notice that following their mother in species that provide parental care, parent-offspring bonding is a critical part of the life cycle. During the period of bonding, the young imprint on their parent and learn the basic behaviors of their species, while the parent learns to recognize its offspring among girls. For instance, the sensitive bonding does not occur. The parent will not initiate care of the infant, leading to certain death for the offspring and a decrease in reproductive success for the parent. But how do the young know on whom or what to imprint? How do young geese know that they should follow the mother goose? The tendency to respond is innate. The bears, the outside world provides in the imprinting stimulus something to which the response will be directed. Experiments with many species of waterfowl indicate that they have no innate recognition of mother. They respond to and identify with the first object they encounter that has certain key characteristics. In classic experiments done in the 1930, Corned learners showed that the most important imprint stimulus in grey-lag geese is movement of an object away from the young when incubator hatched goslings spend their first few hours with learners rather than with the goose with imprinted on him, and from the one and from then on they steadfastly followed him and showed on no recognition of their biological mother or other adults of their own species again. Again, there are both proximate and ultimate explanation as outlined in this video. Cranes also imprint as hatchlings, creating both problems and opportunities. In a captive rearing programs of 77 endangered whooping cranes hatched and raised by sandhill cranes imprinted on the sandhill foster parents. None of these whooping cranes ever formed a mating pair bond with another whooping crane. As a consequence, captive breeding programs now isolate young cranes and expose them to other sights and sounds of members of their own species, but imprinting can also be used to aid the crane conservation. Young whooping cranes imprinted on humans in crane suites have been taught to follow these parents, flying ultralight aircraft along new migration routes, and importantly, such cranes have formed mating pair bonds with other whooping cranes, while research on imprinting and fixed action patterns is much less active than it once was. The early study of these behaviors helped to make the distinction between proximate and ultimate causes of behavior. These studies also helped establish a strong tradition of experimental approaches in behavioral ecology.